Alright, just gotta clarify something from my last video regarding these mesh splines. There's kind of a little bit of an issue where the naming will stomp on other DAE files that you have put in your map. So, mesh spline 7 end cap. That's a specific object name. So let me just open this. So right now I have, let me minimize some of these. So I have 8 mesh spline systems going on right here. And let me delete that. So I had already restarted the game. In order to create a 9th, I really want to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me delete the first 8. So now, when I create my first node, main 1, see how the naming is unique? So if I was to create this under, say, mesh spline 8 in here, that would create a conflicting object which would overwrite essentially. So if I had a, so basically if I put a bunch of metal railings right here and just did them under 8, doesn't matter if this group doesn't exist. If you don't change the object name of each one of these little DAEs, if I add a railing under 8, it's going to basically you're going to see a new object right here. You're going to see railings. So I don't want railings there. I want concrete barriers. So in order to ensure that the stability of what I already created, your workflow is really going to have to be, I think, to set up your new nodes under, say, mesh 9 in this instance. So now if I want to do another one, see, that's going to 2, so I don't want 2. So really I have to make sure that now I have to be on 10 in order for that to work. So it's kind of, it's a little bit hokey. So if I have 10 now, boom, boom, so that's 10. And you can see here's spline 10. And obviously if you delete them, it will delete spline 10's folder and it'll open up that one for some reason. It opens up that collection, I don't know why. Either way, the workflow is kind of janky. So I don't know if this is going to be something that's going to be changing, but I'm guessing it will be, because this is a little bit of a, as good as it is, if you're working and all of a sudden your stuff is changing. I had a bunch of those barriers and stuff, those things, metal railings, those stuff. I freaking, it reverted all that stuff and janked them all up. I had to delete it all and start over. Just, I guess, the nature of how it works. It's always going. This is always going to be your first object. That's always going to be your second object, all the way through. So, something to keep in mind of. I'm not sure how that workflow is going to pan out for me personally, but if I delete 9, now notice by deleting that, it doesn't delete the collections that I had before I restarted the game. All these were there before I restarted the game, so I'm guessing when I do a new mesh spline folder, I think that this little long string of text, I think that's specific to the game restart, if you can think about it like that. So if I restart the game now and do a new mesh spline 1, it's going to have an entirely different string right here. So I don't know how that's generated, if it's just a hash based on time or what. But that doesn't affect the DAE file that's generated. It will still stop, because it's only the DAE specifically has a location, rotation, and scale value. So it's sitting in the world somewhere, and it has an object name which is unique. So the little folder it's sitting in can be deleted and these items can be moved, but that won't solve your issue. So just something to wrap your head around, boy.